If you search the internet for parenting tips and read a few parenting books, you will most likely stumble across the mythical unicorn baby. This is the baby who feeds every 4 hours and sleeps right through the night and sits at 6 months, but unfortunately, not all of us have that luck. In fact, not one parent out there is able to have that. The morning is now about to focus on our beautiful little ones as Roxanne Atkinson, an occupational therapist and author of The Unicorn Baby, joins us to debunk some parenting myths and hopefully set us on the right path. You're a parent, so I trust you. Your parents are now well into life, so you've made it this far, so well done for that. I'm a relatively new parent, a second time over, so I'm going through a lot of these areas right now where I think these myths I can probably relate quite a lot. How do you arrive at a point where you need to now write this book to help parents? What was the tipping point for you to say, okay, it's time to actually push back and debunk these myths?
So I'm a clinical occupational therapist and I always worked in a government setting, so at Red Cross Children's Hospital and Victoria Hospital. And there it was great. There was diversity, there were various cultures, and so there was a variety of parenting practices that were accepted. But after I had my first child, I think I was completely humbled. She did not make it easy.
Humbled, I like that.
And I suddenly had to apologize to a lot of the parents that I'd worked with, because working with a baby from 8 till 4 every day is actually a joy, but it's those nights and that endless monotony of just trying your best day after day that can really get you down. So after I had my second child, I realized I couldn't work full-time in the government setting anymore, and so I opened a private practice, and it was here that I really encountered parental anxiety and depression, all based on unrealistic expectations. Because if you're aiming for the wrong thing, you're going to get really frustrated as a parent.
And you combine being tired with any minor frustration, and suddenly it can be devastating. And it's no joke. I mean, we joke about it, but it's that tiredness. It really can wear you down after months of that. Yeah. It makes small anxieties really big concerns. Can you give me an example of one or two of the myths that really stood out for you, that people are going to have a light bulb moment?
Yeah, so I think one of the myths that really grates me, and I think it's the fundamental that all the myths are built on, is that babies are all the same. So just over listening to you chat about your babies and your kid, you can already hear there's difference in personality, there's difference in metabolism and preferences. And it's actually fascinating that we've kind of just grouped all human beings for the first year of their life as little robots. They need the same ingredients to thrive, and that's just not true.
You know, it's strange because when you see two siblings, and you can obviously speak from experience, there are so many similarities that it actually freaks you out sometimes, but they are so sitting on different poles that it's, you know, that in itself can also freak you out. And that's the joy that we embrace with parenting. But when you achieve the positive milestones, it becomes so much more enriching, and you really can pat yourself on the back, and I'm assuming that's what you're endeavoring here to achieve.
Yes.
What sets this apart from other parenting books? What are you hoping to achieve?
I think what makes this book really unique is that it's not a fad, it's not a schedule, there isn't a program in the book. It is evidence-based, so I've taken all of the science, all of the journal articles, my 15 years of clinical experience, and I've made it easy to read. I've included some really funny stories along the way just to try and buoy the parents up who are tired. And I've also tried to make it really easy to get the info you need, because you are tired and you don't have time to read a whole book, so you can kind of jump in at any point and get what you need to kind of reassure yourself and get sort of a pointer on how to go forward.
And I think sometimes that's all you need, is to know that you're not alone.
Absolutely.
And that what you're going through is perfectly normal, as abnormal as it feels. So you wipe the vomit off yourself, that it's actually quite normal. And I'm getting it to that point now where I can laugh a bit more about it.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And as I understand it, you're sleeping perfectly now.
I'm sleeping beautifully.
We'll get there. In just a moment, we are going to be giving you a little bit of advice on what to eat, to put into your body to give you that energy. We're making a triple berry smoothie, as I understand it. You're going to give us a hand with that. So Roxanne is going to stick around, but I really do suggest, if you're a parent in any phase of your parenting journey, but especially if you are about to welcome a new little one, before preemptively read this book and start debunking those myths. It is going to help you so much.